this lecture, we'll be taking a look at one of the examples of linear collections with direct access. The data structure that we'll be discussing today is called jagged arrays. Jagged array is an array of arrays where each row of an array is made up of an array. Each dimension of a jagged array is a one-dimensional array, and we call it a jagged array because the number of elements in each row may be different. So here, if you take a look at the example that we have created two single-dimensional arrays called Jan and Feb. Based on the number of days in each month, we have the array dimension specified. So this one is going to have 31 and this is going to have 29 values. Now we are creating a jagged array. The syntax of it, as you can see, if it is a jagged array, you need to specify it in this order. So we're calling it as sales, and then we are specifying the number of elements that this jagged array will have. Here, as you can see, we are just targeting 2 months, Jan and Feb. We have mentioned it like this. Now what we are doing is, when these arrays will be initialized, the first week of each month we are targeting the sales. So here you can see from 0 to 6 for the Jan month and for 0 to 6 for the month of Feb, we are assigning total number of sales that happened. And here we are looping through each month, so we know that there are only 2 months. That's why we are looping from 0 to less than equal to 1, and then for each month we are doing a total. Now the total is dependent on each month's sales, and as we know that we are only taking first week of each month, so here we are looping through 0 to 6, and then we are adding it over here, month and day, and once it has been added, we are updating the total, and finally we are calculating the average on week. So average, that's total divided by 7 per week, and here we are saying average sales for the month. Now let me run this and show how it is working. Here you'll notice Jan is now having 31 values, so you can see it's starting from 0 to all the way up to 30. Similarly, for the month of Feb, you'll notice that Feb is having 29 blocks over here from 0 to 28. Now when we are creating this jagged array, you'll notice that the syntax is the data type of the array will be there, and then we have these two square brackets. After that, again we are initializing it with new int, and here we are providing the total number of items that this jagged array is going to have. Now the first bracket that you see over here represents rows in the jagged array, and the second square bracket that you see represents the item position in each row. To further elaborate this, you can see over here as an example, we are saying that sales for the month of 0 represents the month Jan over here, so we are saying sales for the month of January, and then this is the first day of the month of January. Then over here this is the second day, third day, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So that way we are covering the first week of January over here. So this 0 represents the row, and this represents the item position in that row. Here we are talking about for the month of February, and same number of days are mentioned here as well. Now we are saying average sales for the month, but over here you can see that we are just dividing it by 7. So using this example, we are saying this as average sales for the month. But if we would cover all 31 days and 29 days for the month of Jan and Feb, and then this will become average sales per week for the month. Currently, as we are just capturing 7 days, we are saying average sales for the month. And here we have the result for the month of Jan and Feb over here. So that was jagged arrays in C#.